This magic sponge helps quite a bit in getting paint off of the mixing areas of your paint box. But it's not perfect because these ones are fairly old and fairly stained, but that's a little bit better. And yeah, what I'm doing here is cleaning up a little bit these two boxes because these are my originals. I talked a little bit about a tin of paints that I'd had since the 1980s. Well, this is one of them. Yeah, this is my Schminke, which I bought in Meersburg in southern Germany, close to Lake Constance. Some of our German followers will know the place I'm talking about, Meersburg. Yeah, I bought it there in a shop with a friend, and it was empty. You buy them empty, and then you buy the paints to go in. And still I have, and this one is the Winsor Newton one, which is very similar that I got later in England. But in this one, I've still got some full pans. So like this one here. This one here is a Indian red or English red, not sure which. This one is burnt umber. And these are quite old. But because you see it still says Schminke underneath, it's pressed into the plastic. You can see it says Schminke, and this is Indian red, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so there's various different colours there. They will last longer than I will, that's for sure. And so what I was going to do today for myself, this is, I've got some Holbein colours here, which I've started to use, and I'm going to put these from this little tin into here to go along with the ones I've got in here. This is my reds and browns. I translated it into reds and browns after a while, and now what I'm going to have to do is get a knife of some description, and well, actually it might be tricky, but we'll do our best. Okay, so we can take that one out of there, and I want to put this jaune brilliant in there. Okay, and this brown can go up here. I'm not entirely sure what colour that is, but I've got my swatch here, which I will have to redo. So I've moved that one to here. So actually what I need to do is move them all along a bit, don't I? I move them all along a bit. And then I put this one here. So I will then write that this one has gone up to here. So then I'll know. And then, where's it gone? Where did the pink go? Where did it go? What did I do with it? Must be under here. Ta-da! There we are. And then this is shell pink, so that can go in there. And so that's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shell pink. And I'll have to redo this. So that's that, which is the great thing about having your own set, of course. You can just arrange it however you want. Now this one is my blues and greens. Same, almost exactly the same tin. Very little difference between the two. And here I've got some other Holbein colours, which I got the other day. And if I can find the box, I'll be able to remember the names of them. So we had Shell Pink we've done, and Jaune Brilliant. And so actually I might as well finish this off while I'm here. So Jaune Brilliant, we can put a bit more in there. Doesn't have to be topped up completely. That's enough. And Shell Pink. I'm going to use these tins a bit more often just for the heck of it, to show you how I do it. And this one, we've got here lavender. So I'm going to put these ones in the middle because I've got space. So we'll put that there, top that up. And then we've got shadow green, I think this is called, olive green, terre verte, and shadow green. I think this is, I'm missing one, aren't I? No, hang on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's shadow green. Can go here, and it's convenient. I won't have to do this one all over again. Then we've got terre verte, I think one of these might be another version of terre verte as well. And then we've got olive green, which is this one. So I'll just add these. And it doesn't really matter what the colours are called. It's more a matter of knowing what they are, and then you can just use them. So shadow green, olive green, and terre verte. That's a very opaque green. I think this one here might be, I've got this upside down. Oh darn, I've got that upside down, so I'll have to move them. You can come out, you can go there, da 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 da. It's okay, panic not. Right, and then the blue can go here. It's a nice pale blue for skies. So there we are. Some additions to our old sets. And I noticed somebody else on YouTube the other day had done this. She had divided her 2 tins into warm colours and cool colours, and that reminded me that it was about time that I revisited that too, so I have. I've just remembered also I wanted to put some neutral tint out as well, so this is Old Holland, and I'm just going to put that in there with the blues. I could put one in here, but I think this is neutral tint, so I don't need to add that. I don't think I've got neutral tint in here. I think this is Payne's grey and this is black. So neutral tint is good, and neutral tint is a handy colour to have because it looks like grey and it's supposed to be neutral like that, and the idea of it is that you can add it to any colour, including, for example, yellow, and if you just add a tiny bit, it just darkens the yellow down and it still remains yellow, for example. See, it didn't really go green, although it has a slight greenish tint, but that's the idea anyway, that neutral tint is for doing the shadows on colours. So if you were painting lemons, you might paint the lemon in this colour, which is lemon yellow, and add a touch of neutral tint to the lemon colour in order to do the shadows on the lemon. You see what I mean? So you paint the lemon like that. And then you'd pick up a bit of neutral tint and blend it in, and you might do more than one layer, but that would be the idea. And then you could use the same colour as well for underneath. And I know that's really, really sketchy, but you get the idea, you know. So it's not the wrong colour for the shadows. That's the idea, anyway. So you can play with that one if you want. Right, so today what I was going to do was to paint some chickens. Put my paint tins over here and something like this. So we've got our something like this. This, you see, chickens. Meaden watercolor paper, cold press, £140, 10 by 7 inches, and we need to put the sketch on here, and the sketch I'm going to do is going to be something like this, or something like this. 2 ideas. And if you want the sketches, you can go to the website and you can download them free of charge. They will be there. Not right this minute, but soon. Okay, so I need a pencil, nice sharp pencil, and we'll draw these and then I'll come back and we can paint them together. Okay, so as well as my paints, which I have here, I do have, what do I have? A pen, that's it. Yes, here we have an Edding pen, an Edding 1800, which is a black pen. I wouldn't get this one if I were you because it's impossible to open. Very, very stiff lid there, but it's quite a good pen, I suppose, as one I have. But I think I might stick with my Winsor Newton because I can actually get the lid off of that. So that's always handy. Anyway, so now I need a brush. And here I have a Drawwell number 7, I think. And what I'm going to do first is just wet the entire area of the chicken, not including his wattle and comb, but the whole body, do the whole body. If you hear something rumbling, it's my tummy, because it's 12 o'clock, it's nearly lunchtime. So we'll just wet that. And if you live in a very warm climate, not like me, you might need to re-wet it. You might need to wet it once and then wet it again. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to, because it does soak in, you see, we're just going to add some colour and let it blend a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up some red. And this is a bit of an experiment here because I haven't used these paints for a while, as I was saying. So I'm going to put some red in there like that. And then we'll go for some orange. Orangey red. And I'm just plopping it in and letting it run a bit. Like that. And we can tip it if you want. You can see where you've missed a bit. You can tip it to encourage it to run. And then I'm going to go to yellow. Notice I didn't spray these paints. I haven't used them for literally a year, perhaps. But they still work. And I'm going to put some of this nice pink in up here. And some jaune brillant, which obviously has only just come out of the tube. So we put that there and then hold it like this for a minute or two and let it sort of blend. And we want this colour to go up to the top. You can do this in so many different ways, but this is one way. I'm going to put something under there so it kind of flows upwards. And now I'm going to do the tail. So we'll just wet the tail. And if you try to keep the wetting away from the body, then they won't bleed into one another, but it doesn't matter really if they do. And then we'll go to these colours here. And I can look at my swatch and think to myself, which shade of green do I think I would like most? And I'm going to go for this one. If they're good quality paints, you don't need to pre-wet them. They will just work. So we'll just drop that in there, and then I'm going to find some blue, maybe some turquoise. Drop that in too. And there we are, we've got the tail. Ooh, it gets a nice little run there. So we'll let that one blend. And then we'll go to this one, do the exact same thing. And we'll probably use different colours for this one. Chances are you'll miss a part of it. If you sort of look at it from the side, sometimes you can see where you've left a gap. But it's not critical. And sometimes the little runs and things that you get are quite pretty. So we'll go back to this one, and I'm going to pick up some something sort of mauve-ish, a nice soft, I think this is Potter's Pink. Yeah. So put some Potter's Pink, and then we can put another reddish colour. Maybe we'll go with what shall we put? So many to choose from. Let's use this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is, I think, alizarin crimson. Okay, and then we're going to put some orange, I think. This one. And then I think I might do the same with a bit of shell pink and then a bit of jaune brilliant. If you haven't got that colour, doesn't matter, just use, you can use Naples yellow, which is very similar, or you could use buff titanium, which is a great Daniel Smith colour. So we'll let that all run, and then we'll think about the tail. And I want a purpley colour for the tail for this one. So we'll go to the blues. So it's nice purple and something darker still. So let's see what this one is. Yeah. I'm very proud of these colours because they are so obedient, and it's amazing to me that after all this time, these colours all still work. And I'm going to let that touch a little bit so that it does meld slightly, the rest of it, with the body. So we'll let that do its thing. And I'm not going to put the comb and wattle in yet, because if I do that, that will definitely run. But we can continue on with the landscape down here. So we'll go to the greens. And let's go for a sort of yellowish green. Yeah, we can use that one, and we can put that here. And I'm just literally painting short strokes. I don't go like this. That's not the way I paint. I prefer to use small strokes to give a little bit more interest, because I don't know, that's just the way I paint. The legs are going to go over the top. Don't worry about that. They're not going to be legless chickens. No. So just make sure there aren't too many gaps. And then the other part, I think I'm going to pick up some yellow and mix that with some green, probably the same green, to make a little bit more yellowy green for the background. And we'll keep it light, just to add plenty of water. There we are. So that's the hills. The hills are alive with the sound of chickens. You notice it's gone very quiet here. What's happened to my cockerels? Strange. Oh well. Hopefully nothing has happened. Then in my little landscape, I decided I would put here some chicken coops and a couple of trees, something like that. I think in the original one I had trees in the middle, but these two are a bit closer together, so I won't do that. So we'll put a couple of trees here and a few chicken coops there. So I'm going to have to dry this off. And you could paint the sky, but I don't think I'm going to. Okie doke. Now let's go back to brown. What have we got here? This is a nice brown colour. I'm not sure what that is. It could be Indian red. It could be burnt sienna. Doesn't matter. It's a pleasant brown. So we're just going to put 3 squares there. And that's going to be 3 chicken coops. And then we want some green for a tree or 2. So we'll pop some circles over here for trees, rough circles. And I might just pick up some more of that brown for the trunks of the trees. Okay, and then we need a little bit of red for the chicken coop roofs. And whatever you do, don't try to be too perfect. Just do it really loosely and roughly. Then we can use the same red for the birds' hats. Combs. And wattles. So we'll just dry that off again. I'm going to remove a feather from my brush. I'm just going to put a little bit more red on these combs and wattles. And maybe on the roof here. Then I think I'm going to switch to my pen. I wanted to put, oops, let's take that away. I wanted to put some lines across for, oh, I don't know, you know, the wooden thing. Oh, I can't think of the word. The strips of wood that it's made from. And then we're going to put in our chicken's legs. Like this, very simple. Make it really easy. Like that. Then the eye and the beak. And if you want to, you could go round the whole thing and do more lines, and you could embellish it if you wanted to, or you can add more colour. There's lots of different things that you could do. Like in this one, I did a bit of outlining on the trees and things. Put some birds in the distance. But what I will do is some flowers. So we'll find some more red. And I'm going to put some flowers here and there. Find some green. You could use pens for this, you know, coloured felt tips or acrylic markers or anything like that. And we could also put in some bits of corn or food. So pick up a bit of yellow. It won't show up very much, but it, you know, it's a little bit like that. And then I think to make the shadow underneath it, if you use purple, it's usually best. It comes up brown. Mix purple with yellow. So like that. And I think we're getting there. You could paint the sky blue. You can just go in with thin wash of blue and do that. You could, I think I might just lift this purple a little bit because I think it might be just a tiny bit too strong. These are the kinds of things that you can play around with. So just do that a little bit. And yeah, so there we are. 2 chickens for your delectation. And this is another idea here, which I did, which is very similar. I had a kind of cockerel thing, 2 cockerels side by side. These are the hens. And that was fun, actually. This paper is so nice. It gives you such lovely blends on it because it's cotton, and that really is a much better material for blending your paintings. So you can't go wrong with the Meeden or the Bauhaus paper. In the description below, you'll find all links to all the things I used, but not the paints, because they're all a mixture of this and that and the other, which when you've been painting a few years, you'll have something similar to that. But, you know, Kuretake set is great, or a Paul Rubens set if you have it, or whatever you happen to have. It's all good stuff. You can't go wrong. So I'll let you go, and I will see you again soon. Have fun, everybody. Enjoy your chickens. Bye for now. Bye-bye.